Hey, this is Henry from Cascade. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at how to juggle 3 balls. This is a basic tutorial for people that are just wanting to start out with juggling and you've never really picked up any balls before. If you already know how to juggle, this tutorial is not for you. Please watch if you want to, but we'll make some more videos on tricks and further juggling in the future. Today we're going to be looking at how to start from scratch. I'm going to be using these 3 90mm stage balls. They're bigger than you're going to want if you're learning. I'm just using them for visual purposes. Ideally you're going to want some bean bags. I'll drop a link for those below and we'll do another video in the future on what juggling balls to choose. First things first, let's have a look at what 3-ball juggling should look like. Ball number 1. Okay, so to start with you just want to use 1 ball. You don't want to worry about trying to juggle straight away. What you want to do is build it up from the ground. So you take the 1 ball, you're going to imagine that there's a box in front of you and you want to throw it from, if you're starting with your right hand, across up over to the left hand corner of the box. So it should look like that. And what you want to do is you want to throw it just a little bit above head height and you want to practice that from the right to the left hand. When you're looking, you don't want to be tracking the ball with your eyes, you want to be just not really focusing on anything, just focusing a little bit above head height where you're throwing, and you're going to be getting used to moving your hands around to catch the ball without looking directly at it. So you want to be practicing this throw so you're getting nice consistent height on it and you're not having to move too far to catch it. What you want to do is try and keep your elbows in line with your body. And this is the easiest bit, so once you've got this bit, then you're ready for the second ball. Ball number 2. Okay, so now you want to be thinking about that box again and you're throwing it across in opposite directions, so it should look like this. What most people want to do when they start off, and this is just kind of a natural thing that you'll try and do, is this kind of shuffle underneath. And that's obviously wrong, so what you want to be doing is you want to be throwing up to the corner, and as this one's at its peak height and it's just about to drop down again, then you want to throw a second one. So you might find with the throws like this that you're struggling to catch it, and that's fine. It's quite difficult to throw and catch at the same time to start with. So what I'd recommend is you practice the throws first. That's the most important part. And once the throws are nice and accurate, and then you can just bring the catches in, it's going to be a lot easier to catch it if the throws are accurate. So my recommendation would be to just practice the throws to start with and don't even worry about catching them, just let them drop on the floor. Obviously you're going to end up picking a lot of balls off the floor, but to start with, that's the best idea. So basically most people start throwing from the right hand. Once you're comfortable throwing it from the right hand like that, practice with starting from the left hand. And just keep practicing this, throwing the 2 balls up until you feel really comfortable with this and you're throwing and catching without any problems. Then you're ready to move on to ball number 3. Ball number 3. Okay, so if you start with 2 in one hand and 1 in the other, most people prefer starting with their right hand, and what you're going to do is you're going to throw 2 very similar to how we did it with previously, and then just the 3rd ball afterwards. So it should look like this. So what you end up with is the 2 balls in the other hand and the single ball in the right hand. So essentially a moved place. So to start with, I would recommend just try to get the 3 throws and catch. Don't worry about taking it any further than that to start with. Just practice 1, 2, 3 and catch. Again, if you're having difficulty catching them, just practice the throws first because that's the most important part, and then work on the catches afterwards. And again, practice starting from the right hand, and once you feel comfortable doing that, practice starting from the left hand. Again, you're aiming for just a little bit above head height. That focus isn't following any ball in particular, you're just moving your hands to catch them while focusing just into the distance. Trying to keep those elbows in line. So a couple of things that people might do when they're just learning is their throws might be quite far forward. In that case, you're either having to reach or you're having to move to try and catch that ball, and then throwing the next one's going to be harder, and it's going to be hard to maintain your position while you're juggling. So just try and practice keeping your elbows in line with your body and getting those 3 throws down. Once you've got 3 throws down, what you want to do is you want to just carry on doing right, left, so the pattern is just repeating. I'd recommend just building it up, so start with trying to get 4 throws in, and then you should end up with 2 in the same hand. and just build it up gradually. As you feel more comfortable, you're able to get more throws in it. Another thing people might do when they're learning is walking forward. This is when the throws are not quite accurate enough, so you're kind of chasing the ball because you're throwing them forward, so you're having to chase after them. So a couple of things that you can do to prevent this happening. One of them is simply just practice against the wall. If you stand against the wall, there's nowhere for you to go, so the balls might be bouncing off the wall to start with, but as you get better, they're going to be more accurate. Another one is give yourself a marker, like put a line on the floor, something on the floor that you don't want to go over, and then if you're going to find yourself walking over it, just drop the balls and start again. With juggling, it's a lot of repetition really that's going to get you better at it, so it's just building it up. One thing that I found useful when I was learning was just starting from here, just practice 1 throw, then 2, catch, 3, catch, and just building it up, so you just add an extra throw each time. If you drop one, then start again. It's just kind of this repetition is going to build up the muscle memory, and that's going to help you improve your juggling. More than anything, it's repetitive practice that's going to help this. Okay, next we're going to look at a couple of things that you can do to improve your technique and help you get better at juggling once you've got the basic 3-ball juggling down. Okay, so now we're going to look at a couple of tips and techniques that you can use to improve your juggling once you've got the basic 3-ball pattern down and you want to get a bit more comfortable. These are just kind of things that you can do to practice and now help you feel more comfortable and get better at juggling. So the first one's controlling the height. So you can start off juggling quite low here, and in order to do that you've got to juggle a little bit faster, and then you can try building up the height. So you're bringing it up, bringing it back down again, bringing it up, and just play around with the height of it. Another one you can do is practice changing the width. So you start off with your hands quite close together, and then you're bringing them further apart, bringing it out wide, bringing it in close again, bringing it out wide, changing the height. Now you could move it around a little bit. And doing this kind of thing is going to help you realise what you need to do to correct the balls. You're going to have to make slight corrections as you're juggling to keep it going. Everybody has to do this, and this is one of the things that you're going to just learn as you do it and makes you a better juggler. So it's just practicing, playing around with it, just so you're trying to get more and more comfortable with the juggling, so you don't really even have to think about it. Eventually you're going to find that you can just do it, and it's actually quite relaxing. You don't really have to think about trying to catch the balls or throw the balls. Cool, so hopefully you found that useful. As we were saying, the best tips are just keep practicing. It's going to take a while, so you're probably going to be looking at, if you're practicing a few times a week, 1, 2, 3 weeks, and you should be getting the hang of it. Keep practicing on a daily basis is better than doing a big block of like an hour's practice. Just practice 10 minutes every day if you've got the time. And again, the other tips, like focus on keeping those elbows in line and making sure that you're getting the throws about the same height. That's like the top tips I'd say. Please subscribe, like this video, and we'll be making more videos in the future, so make sure you come back and check out further juggling tricks that you can use once you've learned the basics. Cheers, see ya. So my final top tip is get a juggling knife. This one's specially made for juggling. It's a chainsaw blade with some fire attachments on it. But really anything will do, kitchen knives, axes, anything you've got lying around that's basically pretty sharp and dangerous. These are going to encourage you not to drop them, not to catch them on a handle. There's nothing like a bit of fear to really help you learn to juggle, so as you can see, I mean, it's instantly improving my juggling because I don't want to get cut, and therefore I'm not going to drop it. Yeah, the sharper the better, really. Ideal.